historical 6-game depression in his numbers got flipped back to being positive in 1 month.
Right.
Randall figured something out, being closer to the rim, driving the ball, and kicking out. And now he has more kick out guys to catch and shoot, period, point blank. And he has cushions around him defensively.
Right.
Then in January, he actually elevated his game on defense after OG got here. We're asking now just to just stretch that out to a full season, which he has an ability now to get rest because Brunson could also allow him to get rest. So there's so much more to what we have as a team, and even like imagine Josh Hart playing center. It is. We
I don't
could
want to
get
imagine
away
that.
with
I don't want to. I don't want to imagine that.
I'm not saying it'll happen. I'm just saying we could actually get away with some of these kind of weird things to do.
Right.
It really is like the question really is Tibbs able to experiment enough and be a mad genius with the team? That's really the real question.
Right.
It's well, I don't even think it's experimentation so much as like replacement value. Like we
Yeah.
like he can run the system that he runs, but he just has replacement value now. And I think like what how Tibbs has been miscast as like, oh, running certain players into the ground. It's not so much that, is that Tibbs wants to win games, and Tibbs plays the guys he trusts to play the way he needs to play to
And
win
I'm a Tibbs
games.
fan. I'm a
And I
Tibbs.
think that I'm a Tibbs fan because I'm a fan of that old school like '90s basketball. That's just me. But like I feel like this team in particular, and it showed itself in January, or I should say, started to show itself in January. But this team has a lot more players that Tibbs trusts. Like probably I'd say definitely the most, the most players on the team that he trusts to be a part of the winning situation than any other team that he's coached, that
Freaky, let
he's
me
been
ask
the
you,
head coach of.
what would it take? What would it take for a Knicks fan that was in that boat that maybe has some stalled emotional feelings about Tom Thibodeau? What would it take for Tom Thibodeau to do in New York City with these Knicks in order for them to become Tom Thibodeau believers? Now, I know what the easy answer is. The easy answer is win a championship. What is, I got to be fed another answer. It's
I,
got to be something else.
but that's the only answer for those types, bro. That's
No,
the only answer. At me as a rational fan, like a rationally positive fan, I'm gonna say that. But like to me, like if we get to the finals, if Tibbs takes us to the finals, to me, like this dude is our coach of the century. Like I need Tibbs. Tibbs is
Hey, that man is saying
our
if
coach
Tibbs
pop.
was
No, 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 no,
Our
no, no,
Freaky,
no, no,
our
no,
coach
no,
pop.
no,
Our
no,
coach
no,
pop.
no, no,
But
no, no, no,
but I'm gonna
no, Keith.
say you ha- the but I'm gonna say like getting a chip is for those types who are already hardened on Tibbs. Getting a chip is the only way that their views are going to change on Tibbs. So it's like you can't just disallow that from the conversation. That's really for those types what it's going to
I'm
take.
not disallowing what I'm
Just
saying.
like
I'm saying I heard that answer in excess is what I'm saying.
Freaky. I'm gonna tell you right now, those types, he could win a championship and lose the next year, and he'll be right back at
Be
square one.
Budenholzer, yeah.
He'll be right back at square one. I'm telling you right here, right now, people have a perceive. We could relate this to the Frank thing. People have a perception and a point of view that will not change and it will not adjust because they view Tibbs on they'll find an excuse to put Tibbs right back into that shelf
Yeah.
because they're gonna say he was never good. He got lucky. The players, this, that, the third. And they'll look at injury and they'll do it again.
Yo, Unc, what up, yo?
Hey, what's up, boss?
I think personally, Tibbs will have to take them out to lunch, buy dinner, and pay their mortgage.
Yeah,
that's what Tibbs will have to do.
It was
He'll have to
unrealistic.
pay people off to get
Nick
them
G,
to change
G,
their
that
mind.
still won't even help. You can give him
Yo.
2 buckets of chicken too,
That still
That
ain't gonna
sandwich
help.
wasn't that good, man.
Yo,
That shit
yo,
was
Tibbs.
weak.
Ham sandwich.
First of
You
all,
get you.
first of all, shout outs to everybody in here, man. I appreciate
Salute.
you guys,
Shout
man.
out,
I ain't
shout
see a lot of you guys in a long time, actually, man. Appreciate you guys. You got Free Keith up here, you got Nick up here, you got Soulfinger, you got Woodshed, you got my guy IK, you got Uncle Freezie, man. Appreciate y'all being up here. Freezie caught me on a good night. I'm in podcast mode. I just came off of a pod of my own, actually, talking to a coach. Coach Miller, shout out to Coach Miller who joined my show, and we was talking about the Knicks offense. When it comes to Thomas Thibodeau, that man has to win a championship. I can't. There's nothing less.
Government name, bro. Government name.
I'm gonna give you context behind it though. There's nothing less than a championship I want to see from him. Anything less than a championship from him is a failure. I'm explaining why.
What I say? What did I just say?
I'm gonna give.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, brother. No, go ahead.
So,
I feel you. I'm just talking. I'm talking to Freezie.
Matter of fact, now that my brain is jumping, it reminded me of something I wanted to say earlier on Twitter. But now that I'm on a show with y'all two, and I could talk to y'all directly, I am so done with '90s Knicks fans when it comes to this whole perception of the Knicks this season not being championship or bust. Stop selling Knicks fans on the losing mentality. All you guys have as memories is losing. You lost in the 94 finals. You lost in the 99 finals, right? The reason why you lost is because you had a stallion in the stable with Patrick Ewing, and fans like Keith and Freezie, y'all was just good with just rolling the team out with the next season. Y'all didn't want to go to management and say, hey, yo, we need a trade, man. We need a trade, man. We go get him, Dominique.
I wasn't in that boat. Yeah, I know you're generalizing, but
that's a problem.
Right.
I wasn't in that boat either. I wasn't in that boat either.
Hold on.
You projecting.
Hold on.
I'm projecting a little bit though.
Because this is what older Knicks fans do to younger Knicks fans like me. Y'all project on me, right? Y'all project to me and say, hey, stay. You can't say it's championship or bust this season. Negro, Thomas Thibodeau, and Leon Rose, they just traded 5 first-round picks. 6 for Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
You traded 7 because you traded a first-round pick to get Josh Hart. So with this iteration of the team, you traded 7 first-round picks. On top of the fact, Steve Mills and Scott Perry left you max cap space, left you all your first-round picks, left you the whole shebang. You got a good covered. And you started over.
And don't forget the coaching vacancy. They left a coaching vacancy too.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Then you traded all the kids. When you trade all the kids to a fan like me, you're telling me you ready to go for a championship.
Right.
So I can't look and view the Knicks and treat them the same like any season prior to this upcoming season. You have 2 guys who shoot 40% from 3 on both corners, who both shot damn near 40% from 3 last season. I don't have to hear Knicks fans like Keith and people say, oh, you an RJ fan. RJ not here no more, MFer. So you don't have to complain to me about non-jump shooters being on the perimeter. I don't have to hear a goddamn Knicks fan say, hey, let's blame Quickly for his playoff stats when Randall went out there and shot Fred Hampton numbers. I don't have to hear that no more, right? You got the point guard y'all wanted, right? You traded my man Reddish, got him out of here, rightfully so, traded another first-round pick. You got Josh Hart here. Josh Hart just came off a season where he was top 5 in Knicks history and triple-doubles for a season. Dante DiVincenzo just came off a season where he broke the Knicks 3-point record. You just brought in Mikal Bridges, another elite shooter who averaging 25 and 3 on a team he had no business being on in the first. You just came off a season where Jalen Brunson just averaged 28 and 7. Mitchell Robinson had 1.7 steals and led the NBA in offensive rebounds before he got hurt. Julius Randle just averaged 29 and 5 and 4. And the Knicks had an elite record in January before his dump. Matter of fact, let me not even say that. Before he decided to not shoot the ball like Carmelo Anthony on a play with Roy Hibbert, and he decided to go all the way to the rim. Okay, cool, no problem. We lost to Andrew Nembhard bomb. Y'all dudes got this roster now. Get it done. I want a championship. Anything less than a championship next season, Tibbs needs to be fired. Get a new voice in here. You paid his retirement off already. You gave him 3 years. There is no excuse for this team to not be in the finals and win. Don't tell me to get to the finals and they lose in the finals. If they get to the finals and lose, I'm going to crash out on this app every day. I'm going to crash out. I'm telling you they better not lose. And they will not lose. Because you got people like me with the energy to give it to them Knicks players to say, hey, get it done. I don't want to hear no more company man from Keith and
I'm with State. I'm with State. I'm with State, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I'm with State.
Because Free Keith, you in trouble, Free Keith.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm in trouble. What trouble I'm in?
This is why I'm with State. Because, like I said previously, this is what all in looks like. All the chips have been pushed to the middle of this table, and anything less than a title, I can't be up head over heels for. It's time to win a championship. And
Let me tell you something.
And if Thibodeau can't do it with this roster, Keith, and he's 66 now? How old is he?
Brother.
Yeah, 66.
Like, yo, like
if Tibbs can't win the championship with this roster, then find somebody with a championship on their resume. Period.
I mean, he's turning it. He's getting a little Jurassic Parkish.
I hear what y'all are saying. I hear what State is saying. He very big on the rah rah. I dig it. Like, I love the energy. I expect a chip. I expect a chip. Do I call the season a failure, even though I'm disappointed if we lose in a hard-fought seven game finals? No, I do not. No, I do not call this season in particular a failure if I get to the seventh game of the finals and lose in a hard-fought seventh game.
I'm with State.
No,
that's a failure. So now, Keith, let's stay with what you just said.
I'm sorry.
Let's stay with what you just said.
Sorry.
Me being younger than you.
Sorry.
Let's stay. I'm being respectful when I say this, OG. I don't want to be the remix of the 90s Knicks. So now you giving me memories of losing. I remember Andrew Nembhard bomb. I didn't lose to Jimmy Butler.
You remember Nembhard hitting that three and Jalen Brunson face. Jalen Brunson was late to Nembhard, and Nembhard hit that three from 27 feet.
And the bad thing about it, Nembhard could hit an elephant. He could hit an elephant in the backside with an iron board every time. He came to life right on time.
What was Brunson going to do even if he got to him on time?
Quick question.
You gotta have defensive integrity, bro. You not gonna. Jalen Brunson is 6 foot. He ain't gonna block nobody shot down.
He wasn't gonna
defense.
He wasn't gonna do nothing if he got to him on time.
Who was Jalen Brunson gonna double team at 6'1", bro? Can you at least stay with your man?
Quick question. Is this not the most talented team Tom Thibodeau's ever coached by far?
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
by far.
Okay. So if he can't win a championship with this, if he can't win a chip with this team, we need a coach with a chip on their resume. Period.
Well, you think the Wolves team had more talent?
The Bulls team had way more talent. They had a freaking MVP.
Stop, bro. Stop.
No. They had individually. That was the best player that he's probably ever coached. As a team, this is the best. This is the best team. This is the best and fullest team by far that he's coached. That are Tibbs players. By far,
our top four would be the number 2 on that team over anyone on those Bulls teams.
Bro, they had Kirk Heinrich, bro. Keith Bogan.
Luol Deng is equal to both OG or Mikal.
Bro, our team.
Stop.
But who's equal to Mikal?
We have 2 of them, and then we have
the very next year after what's his name got hurt.
Our team legitimately.
Boozer's not. Boozer and Taj is not better than Randall. Boozer and Taj together is not better than Randall
at all. You could
our
you could
team
combine all of them.
legitimately,
They're not better than Randall.
our team legitimately goes to like 9 men deep of like cats who could be starters.
Right.
I was gonna not to I was getting your point, like as far as like a disappointment or a failure. I view it more like a window. I think we
Yeah,
have a 3-year window. If we don't win no chip in this 3 years, it's a complete and utter embarrassment and a failure.
This coach, the coach almost 70, bro. He almost 70, bro.
that's more in line with where I am with it. And that's what I mean when I say this year. If I see us get to the finals this year and losing the finals this year, I'm not looking at it as a failure because I'm looking at it as like 3 years. Like if we don't get the chip in 3 years, then this plan was a failure. That's
like,
what I'm looking at.
Your point ain't wrong. Like what should state? I understand that point. Like if we lose, something's got to change. Somebody got to go. You got to make
get him out of here.
You got to keep trying to get better. Like
but lose
look
when.
and you look around the league. The Celtics went to a damn finals and was like a game 7 from going to another finals. You know what they did? They flipped the quote unquote heart and soul of that team up out of there.
Yeah.
They flipped a bunch of guys. They flipped Robert Williams. They flipped Malcolm Brogdon up out of there, and that guy won 6th Man of the Year.
But see, the Knicks,
Robert Williams. They made
not in that
changes.
same boat though, bro. The Knicks not in that same boat. The Knicks did that move already. They did that move with Mikal and OG.
Right.
So
that's not true.
No.
Yes, that is. Yes, that is.
That's not true.
They not give you an example, State.
What move they making next summer? They have no first round pick.
This is the year.
Hold on, State.
So then this is the year that they test that move, like they did, like Boston did for the years before they traded Marcus Smart.
Man,
so like this is the year we test that move.
Boston didn't have a 52-year title drought. The Knicks do. What are we talking about here?
I agree. Okay, wait, but State. Let's take the emotion out of this.
It's not emotion.
Yeah, bro. It is emotion. It is emotion because if you're talking about 52 years, you're talking about like how many different administrations? You're talking about how many different minds, but how many times different plans came on?
He just compared 90s Knicks to
no. He just said 52 years. He just said 52 years. That's what he just went. And when I hear stuff like that, it's you talking with emotion. Because honestly, in those 52 years, that's like 100 million different administrations, 100 million different game plans. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What he's saying is the Celtics traded Marcus Smart and Robert Williams and won a championship the very next year with 2 new players.
I'm not trying to put words in State's mouth because I'm sitting there listening. And
he don't need no words. State can definitely talk for himself.
I'm saying he talk for himself. But what all he's saying is, and I'm picking up what he's putting down.
Right.
Look, if it's not working, it's time to get it up out of there. Period. You know, just like you said, they made the move for those 2 players. You know, what's his name? Was their heart and soul? Marcus Smart was their heart and soul. They made a move, brought in Holiday, and wobble up. They got a championship with what they did. But
where were they? Where were they before that?
They were
already a finals team. They were already a finals team. They got to the finals already. So now they know what they need to finish it. Sure. What you guys are proposing is that we're a championship team already without having proven ourselves to be a finals team. That's having proven ourselves to be a finals team.
Ridiculous, man.
No, hold on. Wait.
I'm picking up what you're putting down on that.
Hold on. There's a historical aspect.
Y'all bugging. You're putting a different actually set of rules on us than on them, but yet using them as the example.
Bro, the coach is almost 70.
Thank you, Wood. What are we talking about here?
Can I just answer what State just said? Number one, when you look at history of this league, most teams knock on the door for a championship many times before they actually win.
Name them.
Exactly.
Name them. Okay. Name them. Cool. So we can give context.
The Celtics.
The Celtics drafted their best players. They
So
afforded
what?
that
It
luxury.
doesn't matter if you
Stop
draft.
it.
No,
him or
it does
not,
matter.
You still have to,
Yeah,
you
it
still
does
have
Stop
to
it.
knock on
It
the
does
door.
matter.
It does matter.
All
Stop
teams
it.
knock on the door.
Yo, if
Name
I
a team
draft,
that
Bro.
doesn't knock on the
if
door.
I drafted two guys back to back, third overall pick, but they're good, I'm not expecting them to win me a chip out the gate as opposed to me getting free agents. And those guys, I gotta wait for Jalen Brunson to be good. Are you kidding me?
No.
Are you
Wait.
kidding me?
Stay. I'm not saying that. That is not my point. My point is strictly every team that knocks on the door, they make little tweaks and incremental changes as they go along. It took Mark Jackson leaving before they actually won.
Golden
the
State
second
drafted their players, and they
I
was repeatedly
agree.
in the play. They was young.
pick.
They was
Okay,
young.
Detroit didn't draft their players.
Who, the Pistons? They
The
built
Pistons
that
did
up.
not- Who they drafted?
It's an anomaly. You talking about
Hey,
an
Sean
anomaly?
Prince.
Yeah, but it's just one out of how many teams? Like,
You
okay,
making my point.
State is right.
The expect yo,
there are
holding
many
them
teams that actually
saying-
even
saying-
let's use Golden State. They
They
still
saying
have
that they
their
have to-
players. You
Hold on,
can't
wait,
do
wait.
Golden State.
but State. What I'm saying is
because the team drafted its
however many
players.
teams, like drafting is building a team, figuring
You're
out
building a team.
after
Yeah.
experimentation every year. What do you need? Do you need to change the coach? Do you need to change the players? Do you need to get a better center? Do you need to go through the point guard? Like whatever it is, you have to go through the motions of actually.
It's funny
testing
how
it
we
out
say
in the
that
playoffs.
in the 2019 NBA champs, Toronto Raptors didn't do that. The 2020
Thank you.
LA Lakers didn't do that.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
Yeah,
What are we
they
talking
traded.
about?
Yes,
But
they
you
did.
know what though?
No,
No,
the Lakers
they
did.
did go through
The
that.
Lakers
Did not do that.
The Lakers' best players were all players.
They
that
signed
came
and
from
traded for
Anthony
them.
Davis,
Thank you.
LeBron James, Dwight Howard, JaVale
You don't get the
McGee,
luxury of
So
waiting.
now you
Andre
want me to use the
Drummond,
anomaly rule?
Rajon
Now you
Rondo,
want me to pull the anomaly on the
KCP. All those
Lakers?
dudes came from different
Yes,
teams.
they got LeBron James
What are you
That's a,
talking
Bro.
okay. I could say that's an anomaly.
in the free
Those-
agency.
Those are not. Yo, getting the best player in the league is not a fucking. It's not a thing that is actually
They
like.
didn't
That's not a
draft-
regular thing. That's
They
not.
didn't
That's
draft
an
him,
anomaly. We did not trade for any LeBron Jameses.
LeBron
We
was
did
the
not.
best
We
player
did
in the
not.
league when the
We
Lakers
did
got
not
him.
trade for any LeBron Jameses. Stop
I
it.
agree.
Let's stop.
Lakers
Let's stop
LeBron has
talking
never been the-
nonsense.
Lakers
That's
not
LeBron has
stupid.
never been the best player in the
Time
league.
out.
You trade for
Lakers
LeBron
LeBron-
James.
Lakers
You
LeBron
trade
has
for
never been
LeBron.
the best player in the league.
You pick
Time
up
out.
LeBron James. You are buying a chip.
Yes,
That's an anomaly.
that's what
That's
the
an
Knicks are
anomaly.
doing right
Time
now.
out.
That's
Time
what
out.
the
Who's
Knicks
Please.
are doing.
LeBron? Who's
Please time
LeBron?
out.
Hey, go ahead.
Who's
Wayne.
LeBron?
We got
Time
Brunson
out.
in free
Who's LeBron?
agency.
Hey,
Who's LeBron?
It's not
State?
LeBron.
Who is
Oh my
LeBron
God.
on his
But
team?
but
Time out.
State,
Time out.
are you
Time
saying
out.
he's LeBron level?
Who is a LeBron level
Hold on, hey.
generational talent
Hey,
on
hold
this
on. Hey,
team?
let Woodshed get
Yeah,
in.
go ahead,
'Cause
Wood.
Woodshed been trying to get in
It's-
for a minute.
It's nonsense, bro. You, it's straight emotion you talking with.
Listen, y'all. The
You
cosmetics. does
comparing
not
us
matter.
to anomalies.
The cosmetics don't matter. The chips have been pushed to the middle of the table. None of the cosmetics matter. Who was drafted, who was signed. The chips have been pushed to the middle of the table. The
Thank
coach
you.
is almost 70 years old. If he does not win a championship, it's time for a change at the coaching
Thank you.
position. Point
But-
blank, period.
But Shed, we still have one more move that we could make.
No, we don't.
No, you don't.
You could still trade Randall. You could still trade
Yo,
him.
bro.
Why we
You
always
could
talk
still
about
trade
trade
Randall.
Randall?
Yeah.
Why every
If-
time every conversation is always trade Randall? Yo,
If
I'm
he
not
can't
trading
do-
Randall.
I'm not
Mind,
for
bro.
trading Randall.
Trade
I'm
him for
just
what?
saying we still
why we
have
can't?
moves.
So why don't you just trade? If you're talking about trading talent, why not trade Brunson?
Yeah, yeah.
Why do we always the conversation always goes directly to trading Julius Randle?
Okay,
Bro.
we could go down the
We gotta
line of
stop
saying
that, yo.
trade Brunson.
gotta
That's
chill, bro.
fine,
Yo,
but
Because
Kyle, we
Cat-
gotta stop that.
Because Cats never really bought into Randall. That's the reason.
no.
That's the reason.
It's
But
they don't
they-
like
I don't
Randle,
have-
bro.
Bro,
That's just it.
Bro, I've never heard of the they talk about this man like he's 40 years old, but like yo, we got a 3-time All-Star, 2-time All NBA. He was an all-star in the year he went down for half a season.
What are we talking about?
I don't understand how this man gets disrespected like this
No,
all the
hold on.
time, yo.
I'm not saying trade Randall. I'm just saying we have moves and things to tweak.
There's
If
no
the
move
tweak
to
is to
make.
trade Brunson to get a championship level team and we win a championship, trade Brunson. I don't give a damn. I want you. Let's
I'm not
make this
trading
clear.
Brunson.
We're not going to trade Brunson. I'm just saying, if you end the season and a good player let's say a LeBron James level player is available and Brunson, what do you got to give up? And that leads to the championship. You do the move.
There's no player to trade Brunson
Exactly.
for. There's no player to
exactly.
You can't talk a Randall trade to me as a resident Julius Randle generational hater. You can't tell me to trade Randall now after you traded all the kids and this man gave up his shoulder in January. No, you got to see that through or fire the coach.
Okay, but that's why I'm saying, State. So far, and I'm going to use the contracts as being the definitive factor here. Brunson re-signing bought 2 years for this team to tweak. The third year in what we have, we only have like 2 more seasons to make tweaks, or else, and then we'll be absolutely capped out to where we cannot make moves. That's all that we have. We have a 2-year window, to be honest, and then third year to see it through.
We have no first pick next summer that we own.
But we still have picks that, like, the picks don't really matter to me.
They do matter. We just gave up 7 of them joints to get this
team.
Bro,
we got a young star team, bro.
No, we don't.
Next year. Yes, we are. Our oldest guy is 30. What are you talking about?
The cap space. The cap space dictates if we can actually make trades.
We don't have cap space.
That second apron is what we're under right now. We're still under the second apron. If we make a move and we go over that second apron, we cannot make trades, period.
Yo, we talking about trades. We talking about trades and pickups and cap space. Like, let these cats play ball. Let these cats play ball, man. Like y'all talking about nonsense that we don't even know if we're gonna need anything. Let these cats play ball. Let these cats play ball. Let these cats play ball.
You're not giving me excuses.
I want to
be realistic, dude. You ain't you
would shed as well. Who would coach this team? And I don't care. I'm just saying, like, who would coach this team?
When it gets to that point, we could talk about it. As of right now,
we're just talking about Joker. There's some options out there, man.
Yeah.
It's options out there.
That's the point.
But is the cut?
That's the point.
Bro, a first-year coach can win a championship in any league.
Yes, and that's been proven already.
A first-year coach in any league can win a championship. That's a
fact.
That's not an unpaved road.
And
bro.
it's happened multiple times in the NBA the past couple of years. So let's not push that to the side.
But you don't have an idea of what coaches you would choose.
No, I got an idea.
Because we don't know what the weakness is for us to fire Tibbs yet. Or you don't know what coach you're gonna get because you don't know what's missing.
But I've been saying that the whole time.
I was gonna say
you got to play it through to see what you need to tweak.
Yo, you don't build time. You don't build a Tibbs. You don't build a team specifically for a coach, and then he gets to the finals, loses in the finals, and you get rid of that coach.
That's the finals.
That happens. That happens.
Lose.
That happens.
What are you talking about? You 90s Knicks fan? I'm sick of y'all. Stop that mindset. It's disgusting. Stop
what are you
it.
Talking about? Well, I know I'm not in that because I'm not a 90s Knicks fan.
I'm gonna say to State's point, the guys that we acquired, our roster is full of guys that are literally in their prime, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Yep.
And that gives us a solid
expectation. They're supposed to be at their peak right now. So if their peak isn't good enough to win a title, then something went wrong.
I would say because I understand what trade.
But you still have to maintain flexibility and the willingness to make a pivot if it's not good enough. But this is why I view it in a window of that it is a window. It's a window.
That's the rational part.
Y'all talking
That's
about
the rational part. The
right.
window part is what I'm talking about. The window part. Like, yes, we are in chip mode. We are in chip mode right now. But that chip mode is a window. Is a window.
Bro, the window is for multiple attempts at a championship.
Thank you.
For multiple championships.
Okay.
This
All right.
year is
Yes.
championship or bust. The
Next
reason why
year.
the Celtics and the Lakers compete every year
Yes.
is because from year to year, regardless of the roster, is championship or bust.
Yeah, thank you.
It don't matter what they roster look like. From year to year, it's championship or bust. And for Knicks fans,
I think we be having different conversations. Of course we shooting for the chip, but what we're saying is that 3-year window is where failure lies.
Not waiting
I'm
until
saying every year,
almost 70.
every
Ain't no
year,
3 years for no
every
70-year-old
year we're
coach,
shooting
bro.
for the
kick rocks.
every year we're shooting for the chip. Every year we're shooting for the chip. You
Yes.
can't tell me that this first year, right
Yes.
now, this first year,
Yes.
we get to the finals in a hard-fought 7 games, and we lose in the 7th game. That I'm gonna be like, oh, fire the coach.
That is an
He
utter
can't get us
failure.
to a chip.
But here,
That's not.
Keith.
Stop it, man. Come on, man.
I feel like
I
I
spit
feel
on
like
my
That's
TV.
nonsense.
I feel
That
like
sounds
what's getting
nonsense.
lost in this is like, yo, what's getting lost in this is the tweaks that you can make could be a firing. The tweaks you can make could be a roster move. The tweaks you can make could be a front office move. Something would have to happen within your window. Like if you win a championship or aiming to win a championship, you're not bringing back the same 15 players on the roster. You're not bringing back the same coaching staff year over year. You're not even bringing back the same front office because there is some measure of turnover
Thank you.
in everything.
Yes, you make your tweak. This is what I'm saying. You make your tweak.
And I'm saying,
But
like,
I doubt in this first year. Yes, but I doubt that in a scenario where we get all the way to the finals in a team that was specifically built for Tibbs in this first year, of this 3-year window, I don't see us changing the coach in that scenario. I see the tweak. I see the tweak being something else.
Free Keep, the year we lost to Miami, we should have been in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Thank you.
Last year, we were up 2-0 against
and why,
with all the injuries. With all the injuries,
that was Tibbs' fault. That was
right. We were up 2-0.
That was Tibbs' fault.
And we gave up.
That was Tibbs' fault.
Right.
How was that Tibbs' fault?
That man put Brunson and
wait,
just to put Deuce McBride as the lead playmaker in a game 7.
Hold on.
In a game 7, bro.
That last game against the Heat, are you telling me that Randall and RJ, who everybody was claiming was a star for that playoff series, they was playing up to par? Those were his top 3 guys, bro.
Randall
but Keith, you know what we lost that game 6? We lost that game 6 in that 4-minute span.
And RJ
they decided to take Randall and Brunson out at the same time.
Randall was hurt.
Deuce McBride and Quentin Grimes.
Randall was hurt.
And
Randall was hurt
because of the coach.
Got hurt too.
Randall was hurt. Yeah, you're right. Randall was hurt. Yeah, you're right.
He was hurt in the
Randall was hurt.
Right.
Because of the coach. The coach run
because of the coach.
Yes.
Because the coach runs plays in the ground. That's why Randall was hurt. Not
last year.
Not because he came back. Not because he came back early from an injury caused by a player on the Heat and then re-injured himself during the playoffs.
Why would you think
it was because
he had the bruised
tailbone? Oh my God.
He had the bruised tailbone because Jarrett Allen flagrant foul. Remember the flagrant foul in Cleveland?
Yo, Freezie, you know what kills me with the Tibbs clan? You know what kills me? Julius Randle was sitting in the game in middle of January, and think from a coaching perspective. Think like this. He sent Randle in a game in the middle of January. You're not fighting for playoff seeding, none of that, right? You're up 16 with 6 minutes left. You just traded for OG and Precious.
Right.
Randle didn't play the whole 4th quarter. Why is you putting him back in the game? Why?
Why
Because
is
he
Julius
didn't
Randle
play the whole 4th quarter?
Yo, Randle has played 2,000 plus minutes every single season under Thomas Thibodeau.
at 17 and 17 points, being up 17 points means nothing with 6 minutes left.
State, I want to ask you a question.
Against Miami, it means everything, though.
State,
Miami's not an offensive touchdown.
State, I want to ask a question just as a rebuttal. Miami's entire starting five was in that game as well.
We were still up
2 games.
Exactly.
2 games left. Two nights before that, a team gave up a 30-point lead with 5 minutes to go.
That's not the Knicks, though.
5 minutes. We've done that. You lying right now if you say we ain't do that. We've never done that. We've never done that.
We gave up a
We've never done that.
We never gave up 30 points in 5 or 7 minutes or something.
Hold on.
We never did that. But I'm just saying,
okay. But let me
we
say
never.
this. So it did happen, but it was under a different.
We wasn't up 30. We was only up 17. We were up 17.
We were up 30 plus on the Celtics, and we won by 11.
Exactly. The points
in Boston.
The points were declining. And they had their whole starting five on the. Get out of here. Get out of here, yo, State, man. Do you watch the game, State?
That's BS.
The point State is making, bro, is a coach has to know what buttons to press in order to win a championship. We don't ask him to be 100% on every decision he make. We just want his bad decisions not to be catastrophic. If he makes a bad decision, it can't be catastrophic, bro.
He's 66.
That's all I'm asking.
So
he's 66.
That wasn't a bad. That wasn't a bad decision, though. It was a decision that you. It was a decision that you or anybody else would have made as a coach in that scenario. Why is their starting? If their starting five is in and we're losing points, we're losing points.
That's the Tibbs clan for you.
I don't understand what you mean by losing points. I don't understand.
Shut up. That's not even. You would have ended up losing that game, State.
No, I would have won
That's
that
what
game.
you would have did.
What do you mean by losing points, though? I don't understand.
Meaning that we
was up by 30.
Right.
That 17 we was down by represented the actual momentum of the game at that point. Miami, you bugging out. And their starting five was all in the game.
That's disgusting.
Right. So, but State, let me ask you this question because you blame
6 minutes, 17 points are gonna be lost inside of 1 minute.
Is it Tibbs' fault or is it Randall's fault? Because you did say Randall should have taken the shot.
Yo, because of
Tibbs. It was the cat who undercut. The cat who undercut Randall. It's his fault.
I'm giving y'all straight fact right now. Because of Tibbs, Randall has never had a healthy playoff series because of the coach. He's never been healthy.
I know you wasn't healthy.
That is a fact.
So I guess
he wasn't healthy. He wasn't healthy the first playoffs that he lost to the Heat.
No, against Atlanta. No.
Okay.
Civil rights numbers.
Okay.
But his injuries aren't like soft tissue injuries where it's from being worn down. His injuries are like freak accidents, stepping on someone's foot and or getting undercut. It's not like he's out there with like an OG injury where he got a hamstring.
Randall
Randall injury prone. He injury prone. I guess.
We're not saying that. No, we ain't
that's
saying
what it is.
We're not saying that.
No,
I think he just got bad luck.
I'm saying because of Thibodeau, the last couple of seasons, this is a fact. I'm not lying.
No.
He's been
you are lying because if you say because of Thibodeau, it's not because of Thibodeau. What are you talking about? That sounds silly.
And Leon Rose being lazy. Right.
What are you talking about? Okay, so season before when Bam steps into his landing pace and he lands on Bam's foot, that was Tibbs' fault.
That's Tibbs' fault. I'm blaming everything on Tibbs.
So you blame
it's funny. Yo, see. Go ahead. Now I know. Okay, now I know. Now I know it ain't serious. Now I know it ain't serious.
It's funny how
I know it ain't serious.
Happened to Randall, but when Bam did the same thing to Quickly, it's also not Bam's fault.
Yo, Freezie, I'm gonna go so diabolical here. I'm gonna also blame Leon Rose.
Bam took out like 8 players.
That's what I'm saying.
Did Leon Rose draft Randall a backup for? Oh,
this man said he wanted to die.
We didn't have a first round pick. So not drafting a backup for Julius Randle or getting a proper backup also led to Tibbs playing Julius Randle the first 12 minutes of every first quarter. At some point, he's not Terminator. He's not T-1100, where you can just cut off his arm. His arm grows back. This is reality in real life. And he ran him into the ground. And I called Leon Rose lazy because he did not make the trade the season prior, which would force
y'all are letting this man say this nonsense with no. He ran Randall into the ground. Y'all are letting this man say this nonsense.
Yes.
Come on,
Randall
bro.
wasn't even top 15 in minutes last year.
Yeah. Because he was hurt.
Crazy what he's talking about.
Because he was
minutes
hurt.
per game, not being hurt.
That counts per game played. That counts minutes per game played, bro.
Y'all won't cap to me.
You talking nonsense. You're emotional and you're talking nonsense.
Well, you just love Tibbs.
And all NBA minutes are not created equal, bro. Like we legit out here talking about high leverage minutes, bro. We ain't talking about in the games with dudes up by 30 and dudes is just out here with random dudes.
Dudes are still in the game, Freezie. We up 20. It's 4 minutes left.
And he out here on the floor with Charlie Brown Jr.
Come on, stop playing with me, man.
He out here on the floor with DeQuan Jeffries. I mean, what are we talking about, bro?
Stop playing with me, man. If Thibodeau don't win a championship next season, there is no possible reason to bring this man back. If he loses in the second round, that's 3 straight exits in the second round. That's embarrassing. If he loses in the Eastern Conference Finals, that's embarrassing.
I was with State on firing Tibbs, but when he made that 3 straight losses in the second round point,
that hurts.
Interesting.
Now you 90s Knicks all over again.
Yeah.
Now you the 90s Knicks.
Okay, so, I agree. I actually agree with that point. But okay, so but let's say we push it to the finals and we lose in the finals.
I'm not accepting a loss in the finals.
State, that's rough. That's
no.
So you
that sounds so stupid, State. You sound like a moron.
I'd rather lose in the first round than losing to the
That's
finals.
moronic.
Oh wow. Okay.
That is moronic.
The 94 Knicks, the 99 Knicks, and the 2025 Knicks. What are they known for? Losing in the finals. I don't want to be like you, bro. I don't want to be like you, bro.
We're literally just getting there.
No.
How dare you? What are you talking about?
You should have beat Miami. You should have beat
all
Miami.
of those teams. All of those teams that you're talking about from the 90s had a actual resume of being there.
A resume of losing. We got 4-year resume now.
Dog, of getting better every year.
It's about to be half a decade, champ. It's about to be half a decade. What you got for me, man? You killing me. It's about to be half a decade. I get it.
Gangster. Just, yo, all I'm saying is back down with the emotional rhetoric. We every year, now we aiming for a chip. We a chip team. That's cool. I agree with you there. But where I disagree with you is that, like, I look at the window of time as being the failure. If we do not get a chip inside of these next 3 years, then this plan has failed. If we do not progress every year, if we don't get to the finals this year, then it's failed. But if we get to the finals, I expect us to win. But if we don't, I can't say, oh, it's definitely the coach. He's literally gotten us further every year.
Nah, he got back-to-back second-round exits the past 2 years. I'm just saying
we got further in the second round.
We lost to the worst team in Indiana. I'm just saying to you, when it comes to Thomas Thibodeau specifically, he's 66 years old. The voice, the message that he wants to send, I heard it already it's half a decade now. Like, COVID was in 2020. This is half a decade. You're telling me to wait. And if we don't win a chip when I'm 37 years old, that's when I'm supposed to be like, yo, this is a failure. No, Freezie, I'm not waiting. And
you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want.
What he's saying to
you can call it whatever you want.
Losing in the finals is acceptable. That's what he's saying.
This year. Yes. Every single season.
You trade 5 first-round picks. You only own your first-round pick the next year.
I don't want no more. Yo, bro. Y'all not tired of winning fake banners?
Yes.
Yo, we tired of putting up fake banners, man.
I want a chip. I'm sick of it.
There's a difference between there's a difference between intention or expectation. Like I expect us to get a chip this year. I think we had the team composition to get a chip this year. We don't get a chip this particular year and fall short, like we get to the finals and we fall short. I'm gonna be disappointed, but I will not rally for no let's change the coach, because that's gonna be the thing that gets us the chip. Like, tweaks will need to be made, but that don't definitely mean that it has to be it has to be.
So he's gonna be a better coach at
I'll
67.
put it this way, Freezie.
He's gonna be a better coach at 67, and then by 70 years old, he'll win the chip. Come on, man.
He gonna
Bro,
be
Come on, bro.
In this scenario,
Winning
I'm praying
NBA
Josh Hart.
games,
That's all I know.
winning NBA games is difficult, yo.
Mm-hmm.
It is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do not underestimate being in the finals the first friggin' time and things being difficult, and the team of itself not being able to maybe like handle that.
See, I don't look at it like that.
Difficulty.
I don't look at it like that. I look at it as
not for this first year. Not for
see,
this
I don't
first
look at it
year,
like that,
bro.
though. I don't look at it like that because they gave him a roster. He turned Randall into most improved player, basically borderline superstar, right? The next year, they gave him a little bit more talent. It wasn't enough. The next year, they gave him Jalen Brunson. Okay, so I'm not looking at it in a vacuum saying this is the first year. This is going to be like this dude's 5th or 6th season up there. And this is the most talented roster the Knicks have had since like the 88, 89 team when we had Rod Strickland, Patrick Ewing, Mark Jackson. This is the most talented team since that.
They formed a team in his identity.
They gave him everything he needed to win a championship.
Yeah.
If he can't do it with literally everything he needed and needs to win a championship, he has to go,
Yeah,
bro.
he gotta go.
If he was 45, I get it. But he is 66. He'll be 67. So he's gonna win a chip at 69?
Y'all putting 100%. If the best coach in the league was to win the chip every year, Spo or Pop will be the champion every year.
The best coach
It's
did
nothing
win.
worse. Dog,
Win.
winning a championship. That's not true. The year Ty Lue and
Mazzulla,
won, he wasn't the best coach.
He's 35 years old.
Coach. Stop.
Yo, Joe Mazzulla 1 year older than me.
And he failed in
champ.
Game 7 though. He failed in Game 7.
Look,
He failed, and his team traded and got Porzingis.
Yeah,
they put the chips in.
they did their tweaks.
And
They
Derek
did their
White.
They did their tweaks.
Although I fully expect a chip run this year, if this year we only get to the finals and we happen to for some reason lose the finals, cats get cold. It's a larger stage, and some of the cats really freeze up. Some, because none of these cats have been there. It's not just Tibbs. I'm not gonna hold that against Tibbs, bro. Like
Let's
y'all
go ahead and kill this.
Y'all
I'm gonna kill this right
y'all
here,
maniacal. Y'all
I'm gonna kill
maniacal
this.
though. Like
So let me ask you, Keith. What roster in the league, if the Knicks are healthy, what roster in the league do you think can beat us in the 7-game series?
Boston.
I feel like we could go toe to toe with anybody.
Boston,
Okay,
Philly.
so you think Boston and Philly? Okay,
Boston,
I don't.
Just in the East. I mean,
Maybe
I don't-
with no Randall.
I don't think Philly is a threat to
Yeah,
us. I'm just being honest.
worried about Philly.
I don't think Philly's a threat. I
don't think Philly's a threat because of our depth. I don't think Philly's a threat.
okay,
But like I
One
do
more
think that there's threats in the West. I do think I actually look at this at there being threats in the West.
I don't fear anybody over there, bro. I don't fear anybody over there.
Okay, and that's you. And so that's
Anybody
why
over
this
there.
whole thing is subjective. Like, yo, like I think we have the best team that we've had since whenever. You know what I'm saying? But when I look at the other teams in the league, and when I talk about the finals, now I gotta look to the West. I don't know. Like to me.
Paul George left the West, so unless you say Denver, and I don't fear Denver.
I don't.
What's over there?
I don't
What's
fear
over
Denver.
there?
Minnesota.
OKC
I
ain't going
definitely
nowhere.
think
High
Just letting you know.
altitude.
I do not sleep on the Thunder. I do not sleep on the Thunder, not one bit. That young squad is not, they are a problem, bro. They are a problem. And they have been a problem to us already.
OG,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
Mikal clamping that, bro. They clamping that.
Okay.
I don't fear
Okay.
them. I don't fear nothing out west. I'm telling you, this roster,
This is when I talk to you
if
right now,
healthy, is one
it's
of the
not about
top 3
fair.
rosters in the league.
Can I ask a
It's
question?
not about fair. We can still lose to teams that we are not fearful of. We are not going to win 82 games this season.
Can I ask a quick question, Woodshed?
Sure.
What is our weakness? If we're like such a good team, to me, I think that we can't guard KP if he's healthy. I think that'll be our weakness against Boston.
No, I think that's false.
Okay, that's just my point of view. That's it. I'm just saying.
You know what? But you brought up the point earlier, Nick G. We
Yeah.
have the ability to go small with this team and not lose rebounding. We can get KP, play him off the floor. Like we can legitimately play him off the floor.
But KP can hit threes from outside, and that's the part of KP's game that I feel like we don't match up well with.
Mitch struggles with
He
centers.
struggles on the perimeter against KP. Period.
But
He
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
with centers that shoot. Period. Like
Mitch won't be guarding KP at the perimeter. I bet
Then
you
who's
money.
he
I bet you
guarding?
money. OG. I bet you money. OG will be on him.
Okay.
who is Mitch guarding?
I'm
Then?
telling you, I saw OG man up against
Guard- he'll be-
MB. I'm not worried about
who-
KP, bro.
Okay.
Whoever dares to run up in the paint.
We got
Like, you
OG,
don't
we
gotta
got
run
Precious, we got guys we can
hold
throw
on.
at it.
But this is the conundrum that the Celtics put you in. You talking about the paint? Then okay, then I guess you just gonna live with a bunch of 40% 3-point shooters taking a bunch of threes and hitting a lot of them.
Exactly.
But
They spread it
those
out.
those 40% free throw through the 3-point shooters have elite guards on them. That's the point.
Not all of them.
That's the
Not at every
point.
position, not at every
You're
position.
What do
saying
you-
Mitch is gonna be in the paint. Then
Well-
who is Jalen Brunson covering?
But see, this is
Wait,
where coaching comes in, guys. This is where coaching comes in, and this is where a guy like Spoelstra will find a way to beat the difference. He's beaten that Celtics team multiple times, and he ain't got nowhere near the talent that we have on this roster. Multiple times.
He got blood magic on his
Yo,
side.
the excuses that Thibodeau has gotten the past couple of years, me having multiple Twitters deleted because of that man. There is no, like, you in year 5, bro. You 66. I'm 34 years old. Just like what Woodshed said. Shout out to OG. Listen, I'm not
So
trying to
there is
hate
no
you
window.
at 37
So
years
there
old.
is no window.
No,
So there is no window.
But every single season in this window, it is
Some gotta
championship
change.
or you fail. This
Okay,
is
cool.
not
Then that's
some-
where
At least
then
you
that's where
acknowledge
we
there's
disagree.
a window, though.
Then that's where we disagree. Because you know what? I look at the window as the totality of time. You looking at each year. I dig you. All right.
Yo, Palau Banchero getting whacker? Like, I'm confused. Brunson is 6'1", about to
Did
be
you just say
30 soon,
Palau?
and Randall's 30, about to be
It's
32.
Palau.
Palau,
That's
it
cool,
doesn't
bro.
even matter. Them young boys, I don't want no smoke with them young boys. I want one of them to come over to the Knicks. So for that to happen, we gotta win a chip now. So the aura could be set already. I don't want no smoke with Palau 2 years from now, bro. We're not bro. That's not how the NBA works, bro. The rest of the NBA is not gonna get trash. They're only gonna get better.
We're not gonna get trashed neither because all our players are in their prime. Like,
OG and Anobi's a career 13-point per game guy. Who he's scaring? Stop playing with me.
16.
Stop playing with me, man.
Who he's scaring? He's scaring the guy trying to shoot the ball. That's who he's scaring.
Derek
$200
White and Drew
million
Holiday
for
average
That's who
50
he's
points.
scaring.
Are they not impactful?
You paid $200 million for
Bro,
defense.
he's a plus 50 plus 20 plus point a
I don't
game
care
player.
about plus
That
minus
means
nothing. You say plus minus in the
of course you
barbershop?
don't.
You said
Oh my God.
You
Bro,
in the
it means
barbershop and say
something.
plus minus?
It means something. It means something, brother.
Yo,
It means something.
Stop.
I mean,
It means something.
that's my point of view, but Hey, if you erase
It
points,
means
you can't
something.
score, then I think you might win the game.
What,
If they
This-
can't
whether you
score,
erase points
score more
or you
points
add
than them.
points, that's an actual additive to the team that you're
You
on.
tell your
But
If
boss.
I
this is my
if I
bottom
score
line.
13, if I score 13 and prevent another 13 to 15 points, I'm a 27 28
So you make 20
point per
million.
game
I ain't trying to hear that.
I'm I'm
contribution.
I'm I'm okay with that. But here's my thing. The bottom line is, man, the coach is 66 years old, and y'all know I've been a Tibbs guy. Freezy, you know it. I've been a Tibbs guy for years.
I support
Coaches
Tibbs.
don't get better after 65, bro.
No.
They don't. They don't. And
It's
if they
either
don't
what
win
they
the
do
chip,
works or it doesn't.
that's what I'm saying. If they don't win the chip,
Yeah,
I'm not changing the roster. I'm changing the coach first.
Yeah. I
yo,
like
Yeah,
the
yo,
roster.
fellas, this been
I think
fun.
the window thing. I think the window thing is a little bit overstated. I understand where Dre and Free Keith are coming from, but let me just say this: there are about every year, every season, there are about 6 teams talking about their championship window, right? And if you remember, the Memphis Grizzlies with Mike Conley and Tony Allen, they
Yep.
had a championship window. If you remember the Portland Trailblazers with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, they had a championship window.
Hell no.
Yeah, they had a window. They
Yeah,
they
they had one.
A window to do what?
right?
They didn't win a game in the conference finals
Right.
without
Yeah,
KD.
but they still had a window though.
But they had a window. That's
They
what I'm,
had a window.
but Dre, that's
If
the
you-
point. See how
okay.
the
I'll
mindset
let
of
you
Dre
go.
was
Go. My
about
fault.
their window. See, we knew they didn't have a window. They
Yes.
felt like they did.
Yes.
Right. Knicks fans feel like we have a window. Boston feel like we don't. Right. The thing is, you got to get there and you got to take advantage of the opportunity. There is no tomorrow.
Thank you.
This season is the only one that's important. We'll but worry about the 25-26 season when they get here.
Thank
We
you.
worried about the 24-25 season. Is championship or bust.
I'm ready to go.
And if you're thinking about a championship 3 years from now, welcome to the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I can't subscribe to that.
Hold on.
This team is damn good. Like I want one now before them young boys get older.
I'm
of age.
looking at it from the point of view of like if it was like slots. I want to have as many chances as possible to have
Right.
an elite team to win a championship. Because if you just go all in for 1 year, then and it doesn't work, then what?
I'm gonna be honest. I've been watching the Knicks across 5 different decades. I have not seen a championship. I don't care about a window. I don't care about a dynasty. Just give me one, bro. Just
In
give
order
me
for it to
one.
be a window, you got to start with that first year. Because if the first year isn't the start, then you're talking
Yeah, I
about the
think we're
next year being
contenders.
the
I
start
think
of
we're
the window.
absolutely contenders, Freezy. I think we're absolutely contenders, and we
Right.
should be a force to be reckoned with, without a doubt.
Right. Right.
And we're set up with our roster and our contract situations to have this roster be strung along with some continuity and the ability to make tweaks. Whether I know people not gonna like this, whether it's trading someone that's already in the rotation, whether it's of course like getting off of the coach, which is always plausible or possible, or having a different philosophy in terms of what we think might win.
Out of your
But
examples, are you saying fixing? You're saying fixing what might be needy, right?
yes,
Right. Okay.
and having that or resources available to make a pivot is something that needs to be valued because if and I understand what State is saying, like we traded mad picks and we better win immediately, but I don't think it's just the end. I think there are smaller moves that can be made or even a bigger move, and the big move might be moving Tibbs.
It's never
Yeah.
it's never the end, bro. Like you know the
There's
one thing what I
there's always
learned.
there's always maximizing what you can do.
I've learned to after the RJ trade with all of the kids and everybody, I've learned as a seasoned Knicks fan now to not hold emotion when it comes to talking about these players, right? So let's say like what Keith said, let's say if the Knicks lose, right? This whole Villanova thing, like Mikal, OG, Randall, Mitch, outside of Brunson, like those dudes is not stopping me from going to get a guy. So
You
that's where
asked
I'm
me
at
if we
with.
lost in
That's
the
where I'm at
finals.
with.
You asked me if you lost in the finals. My first move is I'm trading Josh Hart, man. What you mean?
No. I'm not speaking that into existence. I will never. I don't even want to talk about that, Dre. Respectfully, I think that's the most ridiculous convo ever. For me to even say that to a Knicks fan.
If it got you closer to a chip, you're not doing it.
I'm doing what?
Moving off of anybody that's in the rotation.
For who?
It don't matter who. It gets you. It
Not
could be.
in the kind of
It could be. It could be.
because
It could be a generic 2K player that got generated tomorrow.
Dre,
And he had 98 overall, and he gets on your team.
Dre,
It don't matter who it is.
I'll put it to you.
Are you saying inch closer or guaranteed? Because I'm not moving guys unless it's guaranteed.
Yeah, it got to be a guaranteed. Like I'm guaranteed a finals trade.
There ain't nothing guaranteed in this world with taxes.
No, it is guaranteed in basketball.
I mean, you could overwhelm. You could try to rig the odds.
Like getting LeBron your first season, you know you're going to the finals. Like that type of guarantee. Like, oh, we get this guy, you're definitely going to the finals.
Well, the Lakers didn't go to the finals the first year.
Lakers won.
They were tanking that first year. That's why.
Yeah, they was tanking. They won.
They were trying to inflate the value of them young guys to flip them for AD.
Yeah. That was Rondo. That was Rondo team that first LeBron year.
Rondo wasn't even on that team, Freezie.
Was it Rondo?
Rondo was after that.
Is that the second year? That's the second
year.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was after they didn't flip Brandon Ingram, Lonzo, all them cats up out of there.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah. But
all I'm saying is this: if for example, let's say Anthony Davis becomes available via trade,
I'm good.
Get these dudes the hell up out of here.
He's soft.
Get him up out of here.
He's soft. That's not the trade I'm looking for.
But he already proved he's capable of winning a championship with.
He got a chip.
Right.
He got a chip.
Right. So did Kevon Looney.
Thank you.
It's a lot easier to get a Kevon Looney.
Rajon Rondo proved if that Lakers bubble chip, Rajon Rondo proved that he could step up and be clutch in the finals. Because if y'all remember,
if I have Brunson and AD,
that's AD soft, bro. I'm good on it. You can't trade 5 picks for Mikal, and then your very next trade after that is AD. No, bro, you got to go for Luka. Like you got to. Like I need the shebang.
Giannis too.
You got Giannis. Like I'm guaranteed out the gate. I'm getting it chipped.
But see, that's where my point of view is. It's a window of like different moves that could happen. Like just to blindly say, "Don't win," that means the coach has to go. Like I have to see why we lost. What were we missing? And then also too, like looking at the sections of the season. By December, where are we? What do we need? By January, what do we need?
That's last year talk, Nick.
No. Well, hold on. The reason why I'm saying that is Mitch good enough? Does Mitch
can't win? You can't win a championship in December, but you could lose one then.
But you can look at what the team needs, and you can start as the season plays out. You gather information, and you could tell. Like you can't just sit here and say blindly that, man, I know exactly what we have right now,
we
don't need to make any moves. That's preposterous.
You traded yo brother. These brothers been under Tibbs for 4 years now. The only new dude is Mikal. They want to chip together in college. I'm not hearing that.
But
no.
So you're gonna sit here and tell me you know that we don't need anything and we should just win a championship?
You see this roster?
I think what we should do is understand that the big trade was already made.
Thank you.
Yep.
That is preposterous.
No, bro. You can't. We can't say that the big trade. Man. Let's respect the fact that our trade.
Randall's gonna be here in 3 years.
You can't tell me that we can't upgrade on Mitch. You can't tell me we can't upgrade on a backup center or something like that. You that is preposterous.
So you misconstrued my words. I said the big trade was already made. And if you're talking about trading for a backup center, that's not a big trade.
Okay, but still, that could propel us We
No,
traded
no.
for a backup point guard and
No.
got to the playoffs. Don't
No.
tell me that we can't trade for a backup and get propelled
But
into a
again,
championship level
backup
team.
center and big trade don't go together, bro.
Yeah, that don't
But
mix.
Freezy, unless you think Randall's gonna be here for the next 3 or 4 years, that is a move in itself. In terms of is
Well,
there going to be a
I
big
said
move?
that previously.
I don't
If they
understand what y'all saying about how Randall and the backup center go together. I don't understand.
Yeah, that
It has nothing to do with
make
the
no
backup
sense.
center. You're
has
saying that's
nothing
the
to do
only
with it.
big move that we could ever make.
Nope.
Unless you think
Again,
Randall
that's
is
not
going
what
to
I.
be
Nope.
here
Again, that's not what
or
I said.
retire as a Knick, that is a move in itself.
That's not what I. Dre, that's not what I said.
Yeah,
I said
that
the
don't make
big
no sense.
trade was already made. I think y'all want to go
But
down a
Randall
road.
could be in that quote unquote big trade.
Why is it
Another one.
always? Why is Randall always in a big trade, bro?
Yeah, that's crazy
This
too.
is-
No. It's
it-
not
it
that's
specifically
boggles my
tied to
mind, bro.
him. It's not specifically tied to him.
It
It's the
is, 'cause
idea
that's the
that we
only
have
contract
nothing
he
here to
had.
move or nothing here to flip, and that's patently false.
what Freezy's saying is the big move was already made. Let's look at it bare
Yeah.
bones. We traded R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, and 5 firsts for OG, Precious, and Mikhail. Point blank. Period.
Correct.
What I'm saying,
That's what we
Don't
did.
forget Malachi Flynn, man.
what I'm saying,
Okay,
what I'm saying,
again,
and I don't think they understand is we signed the biggest free agent in the free agent pool this summer,
$20
and
million.
we traded for the most highly sought after wing player in the NBA.
Come on
We
now.
did the 2 biggest moves you could possibly do, and yet here we are saying we're just one piece away.
Freezy, that's like saying that trading Randall is not a big move.
It's not.
That's not what I'm saying. That's
ridiculous.
All right. I'm gonna just
again. What I said was the big trade was already made. That's what I said. I shouldn't have. I don't know why that's even hard to understand.
I don't
And
know
we
either.
signed the best free agent this summer. I mean, it depends on Paul George, OG Anunoby, depending on what.
Per
I
year,
That's a
think
wash
Paul
at this
George
point.
personally,
more.
I think Philly would have signed OG Anunoby over Paul George.
They
And I
offered
think
him
Paul
max.
George was their move because nobody was left.
I think they offered OG the max.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well,
That's
what I'm
crazy
saying
too, man.
is the 2 big moves were made, and then to say before we see Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby play 1 minute of NBA basketball, we're thinking about trading Randall.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
crazy
thinking
too.
about trading Randall, but a hypothetical Randall trade would that not fit an idea of a big move?
No.
They should have moved him already. If it makes no sense to trade him now. I
Make no
said
sense.
last summer, and Freezy will vouch. I said last summer, if they're not 100% certain they're gonna re-sign this dude, trade Randall right now.
I
Yeah.
think they're
Trade.
probably going to
Already.
re-sign him. They're going to re-sign him because he didn't switch back to CIA and all that.
There's no trade. Yo, bro, I'm not discussing no Randall trade on no platform. I
don't
already
wanna
said
trade
on
Randall.
Twitter I'm not trading. There's no reason to trade this man.
It's
I
bonkers, bro.
don't want to trade him.
And then the necessary question that we really need to ask, since Nick want to keep beating that point into the head, right? And shout out to Lloyd Banks, he popped up in the chat. Since he want to keep beating it into the brain, who are you trading Randall for? Who?
I don't want to trade him.
Who? No.
If
But since his name keep getting brought up, because I'm not trading him. I don't.
let me
What are we
repeat
even
my words
talking
again.
about?
Let me repeat my words again.
And
I
so,
said
salute the Banks
from
too,
the
by the way.
beginning, I am not for trading Randall. I already said that. I already said I want to keep him. I want to see this thing through.
Right.
But Randall is a piece that could be traded.
Ooh.
You're not even
Trading Randall.
How do we improve? You keep bringing up Randall, but you're not even talking about the improvement point.
Okay. Well,
Because if you're talking about upgrading another position by moving Randall, it automatically makes no sense.
okay. Well, in what way? Because you could upgrade your center spot and say now we play a 5-out
To who?
offense.
To who? To who?
If you go to Cat, it'll upgrade.
I don't
us
want
from that.
Cat.
I understand. Goddamn, I'm just saying it's a move. I'm not
That's not an upgrade.
I think you're getting it confused with what I want to do and what I don't
That's
want
not
to
an upgrade.
Yo, my man.
do. Dude, I said it on offense. It is playing 5 out. It'll match you up and spread the floor.
How many
against,
championships has
teams
Cat won?
Boston. So if you want to talk about doing matchups, it is a different look. It changes the dimensions of the court. I'm
I'm not
thinking
trading Randall for
strategy.
back.
Period. I'm not talking
That's a
about
waste.
like the idea of just trading Randall for anybody. I don't know what the trade
Randall
is. He is
for
a move that could be made. That's
for
it.
a 7-footer with injury histories.
That's ridiculous talk.
Right.
I'm gonna be. I don't really have a problem with the fact that, but here's my thing.
Mhm.
If you re-sign Randall, there's no way in hell we avoid that second apron. Point blank.
And
Correct.
then we
Now,
can't
now
make a
you're
move.
locked.
If
Now
you
you're
hit the
definitely
second
locked.
apron, you can't make a move.
Hey,
Period.
Wood, I have breaking news for y'all, bro. We going over the second apron, and we going
Absolutely.
flying.
That's why it's chip or
Flying over-
bust.
because
That's
we
why
have
it's
to keep
chip or
Randall.
bust.
We have to keep Randall, and we have to keep Mikal Bridges.
That's
So
a fact.
the second apron that y'all are terrified of, y'all may as well get used to that, bro.
It's the inevitable.
We get
Okay,
ready to
so guys,
obliterate.
But that second
2
apron
years
you're
to
talking
get
about
that
is going to be on the
apron.
back end of this window that you were avoiding talking about.
Exactly.
That's why you got to win it now, because you can't make moves at the back end.
You still could make one more move.
No, you cannot. A backup center does not sway a playoff series. The past 5 years, the backup centers, go look them up. Porzingis, Al Horford. Okay, cool. You got Al Horford. Put Randall at the backup center on presses. No problem. Who is the team that won the
DeAndre
championship
Jordan for
before?
Denver.
No, DeAndre Jordan didn't play a minute. I
He
looked
didn't
at
play
who
a
they
minute,
played.
right.
They played Christian Braun, Jeff Green, and they played
Jeff Green.
what's the other young boy?
Aaron
Brown.
Gordon?
They played
Brown.
Brown. They played no backup center. You talking about a backup center for a chip. Denver
Right.
didn't play no backup center. Let's go back to another season, right? You got the Golden State Warriors. Who they backup center, man? Draymond Green played a backup 5. Why are we talking about backup centers? What?
Right. What are we talking about,
What
bro?
are we talking about here?
It was always about a move. Period.
What?
Yeah, but we staring that second apron
Oh
in
my
the
God.
face.
No.
Within 16 months, we're gonna be over the second apron. So
Yeah.
they got to win it now. They got to win it now,
This
bro.
is the best way I got for you. This is the best way I could vibe with Nick and vibe with some of the people in the chat. After we traded the kids, I'm parlaying a guy like Randall into a guy like Luka. That you get what I'm saying? Like, we got the Mikal. Okay, now you gotta go get the real. You gotta get the whole shebang now. You gave me a little tea. You tickled me a little bit. But now, me as a Knicks fan in this Leon Rose era, you can't give me another Mikal Bridges trade. You gotta go get me a A1 bona fide. Oh yeah, we get him. That's a chip. Devin Booker is not that guy neither. So I
No, we
sure
talking
want to talk
about.
about him.
The only way I'm even listening to what State is saying or taking in what State is saying, if it's a Victor Wembanyama type dude. If it's not that, bro, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm not moving nobody.
Yeah, I'm good, yo.
If
I'm
you
riding with
guys-
this shit, bro.
I'm just saying, like, let's say things were to go bad in not Minnesota, but in Milwaukee, and Giannis asks for a trade, and you try to flip Randall and other stuff, like the bench. You could trade the whole bench, everything for with Randall. Gives them an all-star, whatever.
They're not
picks we
taking no
can
play.
trade.
They're
We
not
do
taking
have
bench
picks we
players,
could
bro.
trade.
They're not taking bench players in a rebuild. Why do we
Hey,
always
no,
assume that a team is rebuilding gonna take veteran contracts?
Yeah, they not taking players, bro. They taking
But
picks.
by
bro.
next year, those contracts are falling off.
Well,
We don't have no
Freezie,
picks.
You got to look
this
at the
is- but
times
this
of
is the
some of these
thing.
contracts.
They ain't
The
doing
thing,
that
the
for
thing
That
that you're
gives them
missing
cap
in that,
space.
Freezy,
They
they
ain't doing
take the veteran players and then flip them again. Look at what Portland did.
They
right.
always do.
And look what Portland is.
They're rebuilding.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Why?
They took on the veteran player and Drew Holiday and flipped him again for draft capital.
See, Portland is a special case, though. Portland is a special case. Like,
But I'm saying that, but that's what
it-
happens
it-
when
it-
you
it-
don't have
but-
the ideal pieces. It turns into a 3-team trade or a delayed trade where they take on an asset and
Milwaukee
then
is
flip it for
not
something they want.
Dre.
that's
Milwaukee
the-
does not want to be Portland, bro. Look at
Yeah,
yeah,
Portland.
that's the
Are
same
we
franchise
saying
that.
that Milwaukee wants to be the Portland Trailblazers right now?
You said a rebuild. It's a rebuild.
Right. And look at their rebuilding pieces. Look at the pieces that they have. Do they have a young Giannis over there?
No.
No, they don't.
But nobody knew a young Giannis would turn into young Giannis. What kind of comparison is that?
Well, Melo called it. When Melo blasted him, Melo said that dude gonna be a superstar. But Portland is different because that's the franchise that passed on Michael Jordan and Kevin Durant. So
Yeah. So
they
yeah, they a special case.
They're a special case.
Yeah,
That's how you pass on Michael Jordan and Kevin Durant, bro.
I'm not
Right.
gonna hold you. I thought Greg Oden was gonna be nice. I'm not gonna hold you.
And
he
Sam
was.
Bowie
He got hurt.
and Sam Bowie was going to be a better version of Porzingis. He just had these stress fractures in
Yeah,
his
he
leg.
got hurt as
horrible,
well. Injuries.
Yeah, he was going to be better than
You
Porzingis.
you
bro.
can't. My main point is, you can't parlay Randall and them guys into another big. When Brunson is your main guy, you have to parlay Randall and other guys into another wing. So now the question is, and Wood, this is where I tie it all together. This is why it's absolutely championship or bust for me when it comes to Leon Rose and these guys, is because we're trying to build a culture here, right? We're trying to make sure that we're kind of like Golden State in a couple of years, where we win a championship and there's a young star who's saying, yo, you know what? I don't want to be where I'm at. I want to be a Knick. I'm going to the Knicks. And the reason why he picked the Knicks, we probably won a championship next season. And then the season after, we probably didn't get there. We probably lost in the Eastern Conference Finals. Who knows? But the culture is set, right? It's been set for a decade now. So this is why it is so important for these dudes to win a championship now. So young peers like the Jalen Greens, those dudes around that age, so they could look at us, and in a couple of years from now, we'll be the hot commodity. Everybody gonna want to be a Knick. They gonna want to be a part of the championship parade. Oh my God! You see, Allen Houston had one of the worst contracts in Knicks history.
Yep.
He is revered by Knicks fans. They love Allen Houston.
I still love Allen Houston, bro.
Do you understand the love that Randall is gonna get 10 years from now when he's not a Knick no more? He's retired somewhere or something like that. You kidding me? They gotta win a chip, bro. It's so much riding on the line right now.
Let me also say this: if Randall wins a chip and is All-Star, All-NBA this year, Julius Randle, and I know y'all hate when I say this, but Julius Randle jumps onto the Hall of Fame radar. Right? Because if he makes All-NBA and All-Star and wins a chip, that's 4-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA, all at his age 30 season. All the other 7 years or so of his career after that is just compiling stuff. More championships, more All-Star games, more All-NBA, more points. All of that. His career is set. Right? He leaves that Chris Webber-ish era and enters this Chris Bosh-ish era of sacrificing to win more chips.
He might be a Hall of Fame already.
Yeah. You know what? Randall is one of like 8 Knicks that have made the All-NBA team twice. In the whole history of the franchise,
77.
he's like one of 8. But here's where it is. Here's where I am. I'm tired of the New York Knicks not being like the Boston Celtics or the Los Angeles Lakers in the sense that it's the constant pursuit of a championship. Ain't no way in hell a coach could have been at the Los Angeles Lakers for 5 damn seasons, getting knocked out in the first round, getting knocked out in the second round, and not win a chip. It needs to be a constant pursuit of championships. If Tibbs' resume was in the Lakers, his ass is fired. If his resume was in Boston, his ass is fired. Yes. It needs to become about the constant pursuit of winning championships. This roster lose a game 7 in the finals. Okay, we're gonna fire the coach. Oh, that don't work. Okay, now we're gonna blow this up. We're gonna try again. Like it's this is New York, man. This isn't Milwaukee. It's not Indiana. It has to be about.
But I'll say like it's a cautionary tale. But what it takes to win a championship changed, and you could tell immediately after Lakers won a championship and went out and got Westbrook, and you realized star power alone doesn't just win you a championship.
But they won a chip though, so that don't
matter. They won a chip before, and they pivoted away from something that worked.
Yeah, but they got one.
For
that
star
don't matter.
power, and it didn't work.
But they got one. That don't matter. They accomplished what they set out to do after they traded.
And they wanted to do it again, and they changed the formula, and it didn't work.
But that's every team.
I want to say this to Woodshed's point that I agree with you. Like you do, I don't want it to like be lost in translation that I do want a championship this year. Like I am a fan of this team, and I do want us to win. I always had the point of view that Tibbs was pretty much our college years, and he was going to get us back to winning again, or at least get into the playoffs. I believe there's a culture that has already been set here. I don't know if you agree with that or anything, but
I agree with that.
Okay.
There is a culture here.
Correct.
Now, the question mark is
a culture of what, though?
At least getting to the playoffs and defense, and there's some type of culture here.
Right.
Like whatever, there's a family affair,
family oriented,
and they're taking care of their own too.
Tibbs nephew here. Every player they traded out got paid. They take care of people.
And then people that they traded out, they also went to teams that would actually help them flourish.
Correct.
Like all that stuff. Like literally, there's something here.
You don't do guys dirty.
We don't. Well, I don't know about that.
Outside of Grimes, we did Grimes dirty though.
I can say we did Cam dirty. On top of that,
Cam deserved it.
They'll be all right. They'll be all right.
He would. I mean,
they'll be all right. Grimes in a perfect spot.
Cam anyway, but Grimes is in a good spot. He actually did go to a decent spot too. But anyway, that's not my point.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that. I think that Tibbs, no matter what, was still supposed to be our version of Mark Jackson, and we're looking for the Steve Kerr to propel.
I agree with that.
That was always one of my point of views with Tibbs.
I agree with that.
I do believe that Tibbs at least deserves 2 years. That's me. I need to see what happens this year, and then the next, and then like tweak something else, and something has to happen the year after. But either way, no matter what, I need to know that the next coach, no matter what, is the one.
Nick,
the coach after Tibbs has to be the one.
Nick, let me say this to you.
Am I not wrong in that? Because you can't.
No, you're not wrong in a sense, but you're not right in a sense. I'm gonna say this to you, Nick. If Tibbs loses in the first round next year, he needs to be fired.
Yeah. Hands down, you're right. You're right.
If Tibbs loses in the second round next year, he needs to be fired.
Hands down, you're right.
If Tibbs loses in the Eastern Conference Finals next year, he needs to be fired.
And for me, that is a how question. How do we?
Now, the reason why he needs to be fired is because he should have been in the Eastern Conference Finals the previous
last year.
Season.
Yep.
The reason why he wasn't in the conference finals the previous 2 seasons is because of injury. Let's bring it back. Who I blame the injuries on? The coach, Leon Rose. Leon Rose didn't draft a power forward. Leon Rose didn't make the necessary moves. Okay, no problem. Thomas Thibodeau had to overplay players. He was overplaying Randall. I felt like that led to injury. Cool, no problem. This offseason, what do Leon Rose do? I went and got me 2 wings who's multi-dimensional, who could both shoot high clip from 3. We going to play the game of basketball the way that Tibbs want to play. I got every player he want. I got Brunson paid. I got OG paid. I got Mitchell Robinson back healthy, right? I got Jericho Sims, who might take the Deuce McBride leap next season, because I didn't think Deuce McBride had a leap in him until he actually played. So you trust in the infrastructure that you got right now. There is no conceivable excuse for you to lose before the finals. Now let's get to the finals. If they lose in the finals, that is a monumental failure. You failed because you traded your first round pick for next summer. So you don't really have much to operate with.
Right, you don't have.
On top of the fact, you in year 5 now. You in year 5. There should be I shouldn't have to see a basketball game where I'm saying, hey, Tibbs, you don't know where to play OG and Anunoby. Hey, Tibbs, what kind of offense is this? I shouldn't have no excuse next season. And then the injury stuff. The last thing, should be no injury excuse next season. You got a body for every man, and you got a backup for every man on the roster.
Agreed.
OG get hurt, Mikal can slide to the 3. You could put Dante at the starting 2. Brunson get hurt, you could have Deuce starting.
Hey, State, let me interject right here, because I think State cooking, but I want to add something to what State is saying. Bro, our players 12 through 17 look crazy. See, last year, injury was an issue because players 12 through 15 was a bunch of dudes that shouldn't even been in the NBA. You got Charlie Brown with the I keep calling the workers' comp cast on his wrist. I ain't never seen Charlie Brown without the workers' comp cast on his wrist. Right? Daquan Jeffries legit looked like a dude that lie about his age, bro. Laquan Jeffries out here talking about he's 25 when he looked 37. Daquan Jeffries looked like a dude that should be fixing transmissions on the weekend, right? We got all these dudes at the end of the bench, right? Last year, our depth was tested because those dudes couldn't contribute you nothing. This year, at least at a bare minimum, you have quality NBA talent at the end of your roster. Not for them to play long stretches of minutes and all of that stuff. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is a guy get dinged up in Chicago in the third quarter. You can rotate one of those guys off the end of the bench, get you through that game, and hopefully that guy returns. Right. But what we didn't have is once a guy got, and y'all remember when Jalen Brunson got dinged up, remember he fell on his tailbone and wrist in Chicago 2 years ago. And he came back with that wrap on his hand, and that wrap has been on his hand ever since. Right. When that occurred, we didn't have a guy to backfill for Quickly because Quickly played more minutes, but the guy behind Quickly wasn't ready. Correct. Now you're talking about, now we're in a situation where Jalen Brunson hit the floor hard and he walked to the back. You got Cameron Payne, Tyler Kolek, Deuce McBride all ready to play.
Yes.
Right?
I have no worries.
That's the difference between last year and this year, right? Like 2 years ago, Dwayne Washington Jr. wasn't ready to play.
No.
Dwayne Washington Jr. is not an NBA player, though I did like to watch his pops back in the day. Shout out to Dwayne Washington and his pops. Right, but these dudes are not the caliber of player that you need on a championship roster at the end of your bench.
No,
right?
Your 13th man is Tyler Kolek.
Yeah, exactly. See, these are the things that is Tyler Kolek ready to lead a championship team? No, but you don't need him to. You need Tyler Kolek to be the backup to the backup. That's all you need. But when in the previous iteration of this roster, the backup to the backup looked like Derrick Rose dragging a dead body or Kemba Walker on 2-shot knees, right? And listen, I'm a huge Derrick Rose fan. I look at Derrick Rose as a Knick, right? I look at Derrick Rose as a Knick. I don't look at him as a Chicago Bull or a Cleveland Cavalier or Memphis. I look at him as a Knick, right? But to the point that I'm making, injuries was a concern in previous years, because the roster was not ready to handle the injuries. Now that we know, we can do better, right? Correct. Now that we know what our weakness is, and our weakness, for the most part, has been injuries. Now that we're deep with quality NBA talent, we don't have all-stars 1 through 15. We don't look like Dre 2K team with 1799s on it, right? We just look like a team that can sustain injuries and play a little bit, fill in the gaps, do all the things needed to help a championship level team make it to the promised land. Once we get to the promised land, because if y'all remember, those that don't know, Moses got the people to the promised land, but he didn't go in. Aaron took the people into the promised land. That's what we say. We just want to get there. We just want to get to where we can get close enough for Brunson, Randall, OG, everybody to take over and get us that chip we so desperately been looking for.
Get to the launching pad.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. Get to the launching pad.
Yeah.
Yo, can I say something to you?
Yeah.
I came across some information that you would probably know about, OG, when it comes to the Knicks. So back in the 70s, the Knicks had a chance to get Dr. J. Yeah. And they had a chance to get Moses Malone.
Too cheap.
Is that true or false?
True.
The Dr. J one is absolutely true.
Yep.
So the Knicks, when it came to Moses Malone, the president of basketball operations at the time, I think his name was Eric or something like that. I can't really remember his name. He said no, he didn't want to sign Moses Malone. Is that true?
True.
They also could have got Kareem.
Yeah, we got jerked out of Kareem though.
Yeah.
We lost Kareem in a coin flip with the Lakers.
Freezie, tell them about the summer of '96.
Yeah. Oh, bro, State, please tell me you know about the summer of '96.
Absolutely, with Jordan and with Shaq.
Yeah.
And Jordan, Shaq, and there was another rumor with Mitch Richmond.
Yeah.
They had 3 firsts. They could have went and got Kobe, man.
They could. We had 3 first-round picks, and we could have traded up. The rumor was they wanted a Big East player, right? Because if y'all remember, the spring of '96, the Big East was popping.
So Ray Allen?
Yeah, Ray Allen, Kerry Kittles, Allen Iverson, a bunch of dudes in the Big East were balling, right? The Knicks could have traded those 3 first-round picks and moved up in the draft. And the player that they needed was a dude named Peja Stojakovic at the time, because they needed a small forward to help stretch the floor. If the Knicks could have had added Peja Stojakovic and Allen Houston in the same summer, now you're talking about offense. But
If they would have did that and kept Don Nelson,
yeah, but most Knicks fans wanted them to trade those 3 picks up to Charlotte to trade for the dude that Brandy was dating at the time. But since the Knicks were a playoff team, they thought they were set with their roster. They didn't want to add a 17 or 18-year-old to that roster and have to worry about developing him when they were in the midst of a championship run. So they passed on Kobe because they felt like they didn't have time or the energy to develop a 17, 18-year-old kid when they had just lost in the second round. I think they lost in the second round that year. All they wanted to do was retool and make another championship run. Because they felt like they had a window.
That's crazy. Moves like that could set you back. You gotta be able to make shrewd moves during your championship run in order to make your championship run a dynasty. You gotta be able to draft well, really, because those rookie scale deals is what really put teams over the top. Like, it's not really apparent now in basketball, but in football, usually you build your team when your quarterback is on a rookie scale deal, because they make so much money and take a large portion of the cap. So like basketball, a team like the Spurs, it would behoove them to start making all their moves now early, because you got a guy already trying to make sure your team is ready. That's why the Knicks, they got to make sure that they win it all this season. Then next season, win it again.
Because if you win it all back to back, and then they like, the bill financially is too much, we got to tear it down. Who cares?
I don't care.
Because we got 2 chips already.
Go get me a young boy. You still got Jalen Brunson. You're probably going to be able to trade for another young superstar, because LaMelo Ball is staying in Charlotte. There's no way in hell he's staying in Charlotte. I'm looking at a Cade Cunningham. He ain't staying in Detroit. So it's a couple young studs right now that's going to look at the Knicks and be like, you know what? Let me go to the Knicks, man. Listen, man, we building something special, man. I hope players around the league is watching what the Knicks is doing, man, because this is very nice. I know the fans, we all argue, we all bicker, but this is a nice culture that we built. Like everybody, including Leon Rose, Tibbs, and all of us. So hopefully they could cash in on their chips, man. Cash in on a chip, and then cash in on a superstar free agent. They owe us a free agent, man. Too many mishaps in the past. Kareem, Moses, Julius, Dr. J, Braun, Kevin Durant. But everything worked out in our favor, I guess.
Right.
Can't be too bad at the results that we got right now.
I'm mad at what Nick G said, bro.
Yeah, me too.
About looking at making another trade. But salute Justo11. Thank you for the generous contribution. My man says, when you put your chips in the middle and you don't say, yeah, it's okay if I lose. You want to win every time you all in. I expect win every year with them. Bim. That's what we saying. When the chips in the middle of the table, bro, ain't no going back. Ain't no taking losses, bro.
That's a fact.
You can't put your light bill money in the middle of the table and then talk about it's okay if I lose.
Yeah.
Nah, come on, bro.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, we got man. Yeah, man.
It's expensive out here.
Yeah, man. One of the other things too, just real quick before I wrap up, because we've been rocking for like 3 hours, man. One of the things I want to do just real quick, I want to thank the Barnes Kids family for coming through, man. And people dusting their microphones off and getting back in the game. Salute to my brother Nick G. Oh, somebody just came in. Let me see who this is. Backstage. Let me see.
Bam.
Corey Lee with the black box. Everybody.
Salute, Corey.
My people, what's good, State?
Yo,
You
Shaggy.
know what I'm saying? What's good there, my nephew Dre? You know what I'm saying? He's a great grown man. Hey, my man Nick G. What's good, bro? I ain't seen you in a minute, Nick G.
What's up, man?
Yeah, man. What's good, man?
Cap-
You sound good tonight, man. What's going on?
Yeah.
I'm always good, man. I'm about to turn 52 on Monday, so
Oh,
I'm happy.
yeah. I forgot. Happy birthday, boss.
Yes, sir.
That man say 52. That man gonna be Ray Lewis.
Jeez.
Yeah,
52.
man.
And I'm gonna try to take their heads off like he did.
Yeah.
Promise you,
Yeah, man.
this is my year.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. For sure. Lee, did you see the intro?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's dope.
Lee was
That's dope.
like, yo, get rid of that pretty boy intro, man, and give me something hard, man. All right, I got
got me out here looking like I'm a lame out here with a bad handshake.
Yeah, man. And salute to our guy Bully who going through something, man. Our brother Bully, man. Stuff just keep happening, man. My boy gonna catch a break one day, bro. My man gonna catch a break sooner or later. So hey, shout out to our guy Bully, man. Ain't nothing but love.
No doubt. That's my bro. And not to say anything other than, but God, yo, when he need you, he come find the strongest people he need.
Yeah.
Real talk.
No doubt. Hey, Woodshed getting that wood. You getting out of here. We about to get out of here too, man.
What's up, Big Wood?
Yeah. So hey, State, thank you for coming through.
Man, I couldn't even jump
man.
in the
Appreciate
chat.
it, man.
I'm hanging
see
out with
you
us
online
Saturday night, talking that talk to we like to have that talk to us. Make sure you check us out on all the social media. Everybody on X that's checking us out right now, make sure y'all hit that follow button, follow State on X. Follow your man, the number one chief rocket Knicks universe, Uncle Freezie or Big Freezie on X. Follow. We gonna get out of here, right?
Sure.
We're gonna get out of here. Hope everybody have a very safe Labor Day weekend. Do what it is that you do. Make sure you be safe. And we're gonna holler at y'all later. Peace, everybody.
Peace.
Mm-hmm.
Peace.
Salute.